The Chicago Bears could have had an all-time draft if they wanted to. They intentionally chose not to, trading away the first overall pick, which I think was smart, and they even traded back again to pick 10, get some extra draft capital. They got DJ Moore, so really you have to add DJ Moore to this draft. Really, I think it would be probably the better way to look at it. 10 total picks, including pick number 10, which they selected Darnell Wright, which I thought was a bit of a reach here at number 10, if I'm being honest. Listen, tackles go early. They do, and they really wanted a tackle. So I get it, and he should be a tackle. I wasn't crazy about Darnell Wright. I wasn't. That's kind of one of the issues. I was a bit lower on him than others, so I already didn't love the fact that he was 19th on the consensus big board, and then they draft him at 10. So again, who knows with this stuff, but that's kind of why I wasn't crazy about it. So, they have some picks I like, some picks I don't. This is one of the picks I'm not as crazy of a fan of. And in fact, the next one, sorry Bears fans, not crazy about this pick either, if I'm being honest, just because, with both these guys, there's athletic traits to really like about them. Dexter Sr. is the next guy on this list who, it was, again, a bit of a reach. He was, consensus big board. That's what you see on the screen is the player, the position they play, where they were picked, and then where they rank on the consensus big board. He was picked about 19 spots earlier than the consensus big board would have them. And for someone like Dexter, he's someone who his advanced stats are very poor. I mean, his, PFF grades, which do translate well to the next level. If you're good at, a pass rush grade, for example, then you typically are a good pass rusher at the NFL level. He was just an ineffective pass rusher. So, his grade was terrible. It was 55.2. That's one of the worst in college football. So was a little better in 2021, but he's just not someone, there's reasons to believe he could get better. There is. Now, just because of that, again, definitely worth taking a flyer on. I would have rather done it a round later personally, because he does have a very unique physical skill set, which is exciting, but I'd be a little bit weary of the selection. Personally, again, that's just my opinion. Then we have Tyrique Stevenson. Definitely someone who could be sort of this outside corner, and I do think that they wanted to improve the secondary. So this is the pick. We're getting to pick some bit more picks I'm a bigger fan of, even though it's, again, another reach, getting someone who is 69th on the consensus big board at pick 54. But he is someone who, listen, I don't love his athleticism, but it's not bad either. It's, he ran a 4.45. That you'll take that, and he's 6 feet tall. So it's I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's solid. Been pretty good in coverage. Should be okay enough in the run defense. Run defense is a little bit of a struggle, but nothing massive. And I think that there is some reason to believe he could end up playing well. So, I don't know. Feels like it could be a solid corner. It could be a depth corner right away who maybe has potential for improvement. So not bad for a pick 54. Then we have another interior defensive lineman with not great analytics, although better. I would say that. More of a pass rusher from the inside, but again, his run defense stats are just bad. They're just really bad. Zach Pickens are, and they overdrafted him. He was projected to go 93. They select him at 64. So I know I'm coming off very harsh on the Bears draft stuff so far, but listen, I tell you how I feel. I'm going to be honest about it, and I just wasn't crazy about that. Like Roshan Johnson, a solid amount. I think he should be good. He's someone who's had multiple productive years, but he hasn't had a ton of carries either year. Been under 100 carries each of the past 3 years, but over 80 carries in each of those years. So that's good. Really good rusher of the football, and someone that I think could pair really well with Justin Fields. This is why you don't draft a running back in round 1. Oh, do you want to go with Bijan Robinson with pick number 9? Well, they didn't end up having pick number 9, and he also wasn't there. But if he was, it would have been a disastrous pick. No, you wait until pick 115, and then you get someone like Johnson who should be a really good player for you. So this is where I think the draft started to turn in Chicago's favor a little bit, because Tyler Scott was another guy who fell a bit in the draft. He's someone who has the physical tool. Really, I feel like, has great speed, first of all, runs a 4.4, was a former running back, so he's still a bit raw, and he's still kind of learning the position, but there's reason to believe that, that's understandable, right? Because that's not his natural position. It's going to take him some time. And I'm assuming that's why he fell. Again, 78th on the consensus big board. He was picked 133rd. I'm assuming that is why he fell so much. But you know what? They needed a receiver still. You want to get more receivers. Maybe they didn't desperately need it the way they have before this offseason came to be, but you still want to get another receiver in the room. I don't know if he can play special teams as well, but again, he's fast enough to certainly be a gunner potentially, so there's added value there. Just an option on the table, if nothing else. And he is someone who, again, I think that could be a starting caliber wide receiver. My expression is always, don't let day 2 go by without getting a wide receiver or safety. And well, this wasn't in day 2. This was in day 3 of the draft with pick 133. It's still totally, it's still in kind of that same mindset of, wide receivers who fall tend to, wide receivers who aren't first rounders still have a pretty solid hit rate. And for someone who is projected to be a early third rounder, getting him at pick 133, I'm a fan of it. Linebacker Noah Sewell, which again feels like he could come in and actually be a pretty solid linebacker right away. 246 pounds, runs a 4.6. That's solid. You'll take that. Seems like he's someone who could come in and, if needed, be like just a player who can be a part of the Bears defense. The Bears clearly value the linebacker position. That's something that they're paying a lot of attention to with some of the contracts they gave out this offseason with TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. Well, now they're going out and they're getting another guy who, listen, linebackers get hurt. You like to play some 3 linebacker sets. Maybe he could, again, be a contributor. Linebackers are sometimes positions that also play special teams, so we'll see if he does that as well. I also wondered the same thing of Terrell Smith. Could he be a special teams guy? Again, getting corners here makes sense. Take some shots. Get some guys in the room. You look at their cornerback room currently. You got Jalen Jones, Kendall Vildor, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson. Okay, you got some names. You got some names there, but how many of them have really shown like you can trust them? Right now, Jalen Johnson's the only guy who I feel like solid about, and even him, I don't think is, he's a good player. He's not maybe not a superstar, but he's a solid player. You feel good about him. But the other guys, you would like to work on it. And so just getting an extra guy in the room, and hey, if it doesn't work out, well, now you got a special teamer. So with pick 165, I like it. And then again, a couple of just depth guys like Travis Bell, who I'm assuming is just there to be an extra body in the room. Got to have enough defensive linemen, so that's what he's doing there. And then Kendall Williamson with pick 258. Definitely have to wonder with him. Oh my God, they've reached, sure, whatever. Okay, when we're getting into 200s, 250s, you can reach a little. I'm not going to freak out about it. But and same thing with Travis Bell. But these are 2 players who, just depth guys. I wonder if Williamson will be a special teamer to some degree. But yeah, that's what the Chicago Bears did. They were able to go out and they did add some talent. A little underwhelming with their early picks. That's my overall review on them. But that's just because, I'm a little bit lower on certain prospects. When teams draft those prospects, I'm not going to love that draft. If you like Wright and Dexter, well, then you're going to love this draft. So, yeah, that's just what it comes down to. But, yep, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.